friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am filming a Bob Jones University Q&A. If you're new here, I'm Elise. Thank you so much for joining. This is not officially affiliated with Bob Jones, although I'm a student at Bob Jones. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the questions. Someone asked, did you find Bob Jones to be welcoming and friendly as a freshman? Yes. Bob Jones has a system set in place to where they make their freshmen feel very welcomed, and that's very intentional. It's not like they drop you off the face of the planet when you're not a freshman anymore. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying they have been very intentional about giving them the best experience possible to let them know really what Bob Jones is. They want you to experience all the great things that they have and the leadership opportunities that they have as well. And the only way for that to happen well is to give you a great freshman experience. As a freshman, you have what's called a welcome week for your first whole week. And I've talked about this a lot on one of my other videos that I'll leave up in the iCards. And I also gave advice on meeting friends and being a freshman, but that gives you a really great insight to what being a freshman at Bob Jones is like. Okay, about freshman year, here's a photo from Rush freshman year. Being a freshman when you don't know anyone, you kind of are just thrown into it at Rush, and you just have to make the most of it and just say hi to people and just get involved with the little volleyball circles or run the wall or get cotton candy, get s'mores, just take it all in and just enjoy your experience, and that will really help over time. For instance, this photo, like I barely knew her and like we had the Rush happiness going on, but then now we actually have these genuine smiles with each other, not because it's Rush, just because we know each other better and we enjoy each other's company and we text over the summer and things like that. So just getting involved as a freshman, even if you don't know people and you don't feel like you belong necessarily, sometimes it will come with time and you're gonna meet friends, and some of those friends are just gonna keep going and other friends will stay, and you may never have a friend group. I've never had a friend group that's like a specific friend group at Bob Jones, but I know a lot of different people, and the longer I'm there, the more mutual friends I know, and then mutual friends know each other, and then you feel like when you look at it, you know so many people, and it's a really cool experience. Even if you don't have a friend group, you still have people in your corner, and you still have people that care about you and want to see you succeed, and people who want to have fun with you, and it's just a great time. Second semester, freshman year, and after my sister joined me at college, which has been a huge blessing, and I've loved having her. Also, as a freshman, you get a big class photo at the end of welcome week, and all of the people that are in your class get in this one photo, and you all take a photo, and all the parents are like across the road watching you guys, and it's just such a fun experience. And you have that photo forever, so that then you can look back at it and see like, wow, there's so many people and whatever else. And if the photo quality is good enough, then you can even go through and like zoom in and see yourself. Just brings back a lot of good memories. Bob Jones has things set up to where you can plan a personal visit, where you go to the campus and you have a campus tour and other things like talking to an admissions counselor and talking to some of the like head Bob Jones people and meeting the welcome team and things like that. And that's a really great experience. You can kind of get a feel for the energy that the welcome team provides. You can get a view of what the campus looks like, and you can ask questions to your campus tour person who is also a student or past student of Bob Jones, so they know answers to your questions. You can also go with many different people, so you can go for like a college up close. That's when a lot of people are coming, and lots of families and people your age to come see the campus and to get their questions asked and things like that. And that's where there's more events set up with like lunches, and you get to watch certain videos in different rooms and really get a great look at what your Bob Jones experience could look like. There's lots of resources for you. I will leave them in the description box below, where you can schedule your own personal visit or attend a college up close. You get the experience of being in a college dorm without having any classes yet, but you can attend classes whenever you want, and it's just a great run-through experience of like what college could look like. This photo is actually when I went to college up close, and that's a great way to see professors in action too, because you can go into their classroom and sit in, and then they'll probably say, "Hi, what's your name? I'm so-and-so. Welcome to this class, you know, we're happy to have you," and then they'll keep teaching. Bob Jones also has a few different Instagram accounts that you can follow, which is super helpful. You can learn about study groups and things like that. You can just see cool photos of people throughout the week that the photographers take and post with like cute little captions. You can hear about events coming up and stay in tune with all of that. On their stories, sometimes they do fun little They had this wallpaper, and then spring semester get to know me, and then bingo, and this gives you a little view into what Bob Jones life is like. And then also you can ask questions every once in a while. They have question poll things. Next, I want to talk about what opportunities you have as a Bob Jones student. So with Bob Jones, they have something called societies, and that's where you have men's and women's societies. And those you can have joint events every once in a while where you have a brother-sister society event and you go and do something fun or go to an outreach someplace. But in your society, it's a great way to get to know people, to have smaller events like cookouts or do outreaches together, get involved in community service, or just get involved with other girls, or get involved with mentorship and discipleship. On society days where you meet all together as a society, then you sing songs and you play a game and you listen to your chaplain speak and hear about announcements, and that's where you can also do intramural sports. I personally have done volleyball and basketball. Not good at basketball. I love volleyball though. And then here's a photo when actually another society did not have enough people to go to this event. So they reached out to our society, and some people from our society joined their society and went and served at the Wilds. And this was really fun. It was a great experience. It was just a weekend serving at the Wilds, and we had so much fun. We worked in their kitchen and as waitresses. And more about opportunities. As a freshman, you can get involved in a lot of things and do a lot of things, but as a sophomore or upperclassman, you could do assistant group leader or a group leader, which is where you're leading discipleship groups on 2 evenings a week in the dorms when about 9 to 12 girls come into your room and you all sit and you lead a devotional and pray. It's only like 30 minutes, and usually it goes by really fast because you're able to connect with your girls during that time, share a little challenge or devotional, something you learned from God that week or in your devotions, or if you're doing a study, you can do that. But there's a group leader and an assistant group leader, so you're working together, so it's not just all on you. And this is a great way to get involved in other people and also to practice making devotionals and things like that. You can also be a peer leader as a sophomore or a junior or senior, and this is where you have one class time a week where you go and sit for 50 minutes in a freshman class where they talk about pathways things. It's for the Pathways discussion class where about 9 to 10 freshmen get to listen to an advisor and learn about how to be a better student and how to be prepared for classes. Being a peer leader is a great opportunity to get to know people younger than you and get involved in them, but also to help people understand how to be a better student and what to expect and answering their questions, things like that. You can also be a dorm RA where you're a resident assistant, and this is usually for juniors and seniors, and there is an application process for each of these roles, but it's not too much of an application process, and you'll have an interview, and if you've already been in one of these roles previously, you'll feel more prepared to get into that next role. Also at Bob Jones, for opportunities, you can join a choir, you can join an association. I also joined the UBA, which was the University Business Association, I think is what it was called, and they just had so many opportunities that I could get involved with learning about business things, doing business things. Some people from the UBA got to go to Chick-fil-A corporate, and you get lots of cool opportunities like that you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't join an association. So highly recommend you join an association if there's one that's pretty specific to what you want to do for your career or in life, or if you just think it's really cool to go on events and things like that in that association, then definitely join it. It's totally free. I feel like this video is pretty long, but I have a few more questions on here. So music that you can listen to at Bob Jones, I'm going to refer you to the Bob Jones handbook. I have a video about that right up here and a link in the description to the handbook itself. You can look at the updated handbook and read all about the music. Also, speaking on music, I have a speaker and I use this in the shower, and I use this in my dorm room, and I sing to it in my dorm room. That might be a lot for some people, and I understand. And when I do it in the shower, I just kind of listen to it. And then in my dorm, I'll also listen to hymns and contemporary Christian music, and then like my study lo-fi playlist. And lastly, I have another question that I've saved for so long. I'm wondering how accepting Bob Jones is to Catholics, and what is the policy for Catholics, if you know. Have you ever met any Catholics that go to Bob Jones? I've not met any Catholics that go to Bob Jones. I've met Presbyterians, Pentecostals, Baptists, non-denominational, and I think those are the only ones that I've met. I'm not like going around asking everyone, hi, what's your, denomination, or what do you label yourself, stuff like that. Like, I'm not going around asking that, but what I have heard are those. So I haven't met any Catholics, or at least I don't know that I've met any Catholics. I will say this, the handbook will be useful for you wondering about this, because it's going to have more listed there. And you know your religion better than I do, than I know yours. I don't know if you call it your religion or your denomination or whatever, but whatever the label is that you believe or you agree with most. I'm not super familiar with all the different ones and exactly what plays out, and even two different people in the same religion or with the same label can have different beliefs. So with all of that being said, I'm not super knowledgeable on Catholics to be able to talk to you about how it would work or wouldn't work with Bob Jones super well, but the handbook will be a great resource for you. And then additionally, there's a huge list of churches that are accepted or considered to be okay to go to as a Bob Jones student. Bob Jones cares about your spiritual growth as well, so they have a church list that you don't have to put in a special request to go to any of those churches. However, there's a church acceptance form that you can fill out if you want to go to a church that's not on that list, and you can send it in. If you have more questions, then please leave them in the comments so that in the future when I do another Q&A, then I can have a bulk list of questions, or if they're small, then I can answer them in the comments as well.